What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm working on a 2020 Toyota Tundra and we're gonna be doing shocks all around. Alright, so this car originally didn't come with TRD shocks, but my customer picked up a low mileage used set basically for the front and the back with the front springs, so we're gonna be installing these on. So let's get started. Alright, so before I raised the car up, I measured it off the floor and it was 37 inches off the ground, the fender. Not that we're doing this for raising purposes, I just took a note of that to see if it's gonna go up after installing the TRDs. So we're gonna start off with removing the wheel, which is a 22mm. Alright, so once you have the wheel off, I'm gonna go ahead and remove all these brackets so we can free this up so we have space to move them around and nothing is holding it. So we got 3 brackets, one right here which is a 12mm, one right there that's a 10mm, and one more up here that's a 10mm. So I'm gonna get those off and then I'm gonna get all the pins out. One pin right here and then one more down here on the tie rod end. Alright, so I have a jack on the control arm supporting it, and I'm gonna go ahead and remove the knuckle from the control arm, which is a 19mm, and down here we got the tie rod end, which is a 22mm. So I'm gonna remove these two right now, and I'm gonna use the ball joint tool to basically break them loose. Alright, so we got both of them loose. We have the hub a little down towards the side, so we should have enough room. I'm gonna start removing the shock. I'm gonna start off from the top, which are all 14mm. There's 4 of them total. And then down here, this is a 19mm. I'm gonna remove this and then I'm gonna slowly start bringing it down, see if I'll have enough room. But if I don't, we might have to take the link for the stabilizer arm in case this doesn't give us enough room to go down. This might hold it up, so I'm not gonna remove it now, but if I have to, I'll get this out too. So this nut is a 22mm and it comes all the way down to this side. So you're gonna have to hold the nut from here so you can take the bolt out. Alright, so looks like we're not going to be able to come down as much as we need to get the shock out, so I'm going to remove this too, and it's a 19mm. Alright, so at this point I'm going to bring the jack down and see how far we can go. Alright, so I got a long pry bar. I'm going to put down here, I'm going to bring it down and basically just get it out. Alright, Okay, you might need 2 people for this. Have him bring it down and you just from up here try to yank it out, but there we go. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and disassemble it, and right here it has a marking saying out, so this is gonna face out basically towards the fender. So I'm gonna go ahead and disassemble this and assemble the new one. And the reason why I'm doing it because I need the tower to use for the other one. The bolt on top is a 17 millimeter. Alright, so the TRD shocks, they have a right and left. So you see how that one says RF? So that's the right front. So we'll be using this. Alright, so this has 2 levels. So I'm gonna go ahead and move this to the 2nd level. And then as you can see, our red springs that are gonna go on are taller than the black ones we had. So we're gonna go ahead and raise this, and the spring being taller should pretty much level this car. Alright, so I had the channels cleaned up with a pick and I brushed them off too. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little grease in the channel, and then we're gonna transfer over the lock. Alright, so we got this lined up exactly with this. So we're pretty much ready to compress the spring and put it back together. Alright, so I got the passenger side completely assembled. We're ready to throw it in. Alright, so our shock is back in. Top bolts are torqued, already finished. Bottom, both of them, the shock and the linkage bolts are on. So next I'm gonna go ahead and move this to the side. I'm gonna install this first so it can hold it evenly, and then we'll put the control arm in. Alright, so for the top we're going to use a channel lock to try to bring them closer together. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and torque everything down. Alright, so next we're gonna go ahead and put our brackets back on. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and put our pins back on. Alright, so we're pretty much done with the passenger side. We're gonna go ahead and pop the tire back on and we'll move on to the driver's side. Alright, so in the driver's side now, so we're gonna do exact same thing as we did on the passenger side. We're gonna get rid of the pins. We're gonna remove the control arm bolt from right here. We're gonna remove the tie rod end right here. Gonna get rid of all the brackets to free this up. We're gonna get rid of the bolt for the linkage and basically pull this out. Let's get going. Alright, we got everything down here. We're gonna move up, remove the 14mm 4 bolts, and we're ready to pull the shock out. Alright, so first thing first, we're gonna have to break this loose. Whoops. Make sure it's broken loose. Alright, once it's nice and loose, you can get another bar, go up to the housing of the control arm, and then with 2 bars basically help each other out and get it out. You're gonna have to bring the shock down. There you go. Alright, so we're pretty much lined up. Ready to go. Let's throw this in there. Alright, so to go in, I have the top nuts ready to go. I'm just gonna slide it in, get the top inside, secure the top with a few bolts, and then we'll worry about the bottom. Alright, so on the top you don't want it to be completely tight because you want to have this little play. If you look down there, you want to have this little play so you can maneuver it around. Alright, we're gonna start putting the bottom side in. For this installation it's gonna be a little hard. You're gonna need 2 people. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna get a long crowbar. You're gonna put it where the linkage sits and have somebody bring it down while you try to pop this in there. Oh. Alright, so once you did that, you're gonna have to find the middle. Alright, so the best way to center this long bolt, this is the best way I found. You jam one pry bar in here, and then exactly the same way you went in from right here, you're gonna have to basically just get the movement and get it straightened out so you can put this in. The only legit way I found. Alright, so for this bolt, for the linkage, I have the jack all the way up, and you're gonna have to, instead of going down, you're gonna have to raise this up to get in. And then slightly release it, and then you'll have room to go in. Alright, we got it. Alright, so we got everything in. I'm gonna go ahead and button everything back together. Alright, so for the control arm, I'm gonna go ahead and use a channel lock to try to bring the two together, and then try to lock it with the nut. So have the nut ready to go, then basically just try to bring this use. Alright, so from here we'll tighten everything up, put the brackets back up, and we're all set. So Alright, so we're all set on the driver's side front. I'm gonna go ahead and put the tire back on, and it's getting late, so we'll go ahead and take care of the back early in the morning. Alright, we're gonna get started on the back. So we're on the driver's side in the back, and the back is a lot more simpler. So you got a 17mm on top and another 17mm down here. So we're gonna get those apart and take the shock out. Alright, so for the back you're gonna need a vice grip, and a long wrench. So we're gonna set this up. Alright, so I'm gonna go top first, and then gonna go ahead and secure the top bolt with few threads just so it holds it in place. Alright, and then we're gonna have to lay down here. And then once you get it to that position, I'm gonna use this pry bar to help me straighten the bolt. Alright, we tightened everything down. We're all set here. We're gonna pop the tire back on and move on to the passenger side. Alright, so we're on the passenger side rear. Alright, so at this point I'm gonna go ahead and button everything up, and we're all set. Alright, we're all set here. I'm gonna put the tire back on. Alright, so we're all set here. Just to go over the measurements. For the front, we started at 37 and we ended up with 39 inches. And for the back, we started with 38 and 5/8 and we ended up with 39 again. So as far as the front, if you use the second level, which is the highest level, this shock system will basically level the car. So if you found this helpful, please hit the like and the subscribe button. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one. Peace.